All right, and believe me, you don't want to miss this. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's SEO and IPA. This is a fun weekly hangout about inbound marketing, entrepreneurship, and more for cool people of all shapes, stripes, and colors. As always, I'm Daniel Barrett here from AdWordsNerds.com, and with me, as always, is the brains behind the operation, officially the only reason everybody ever watches this show. She works with some of the biggest assholes in Manhattan. It's Patty D'Alessio from reinventinteractive.com. Patty, how are you, my wonderful friend? And I happen to know you were using the term asshole as a compliment.
I was.
In order to describe the way with which they pursue the relentless nature with which they pursue the good of their clients. So I think that's great.
That's always
certain services. What you are really outsourcing is the ability to be a shark.
That's right.
Like if I was forced to defend myself in court, I would be like, well, maybe I did it. You know, like I'd kind of like hedge my bets as they go both ways. You need someone who's going to be tough as nails, right? Oh, do you ever watch have you been watching The Grinder?
No.
Oh my God, you have to watch this show. I don't know if anybody is watching this show. It's so funny.
Is it?
It's hilarious.
What is it on? How do I find it?
It's on. I watch it on Hulu. It's on like ABC or something.
Okay. I'll have to find it.
It's like Fred Savage
right now.
and who's the guy on it?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's Fred Savage and
Okay.
full cast and crew.
Rob Lowe?
Rob Lowe.
Good one.
Anyway, it's basically Rob Lowe plays an actor who was on like the equivalent of like a Law and Order.
Yeah.
Playing a lawyer called The Grinder.
Yeah.
And the show ends and he like moves in with his brother who's a real lawyer.
Right.
And he somehow gets a job with their law firm because he knows a lot about law from TV.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculously funny. Like every episode they open up with, they're like watching an old episode of The Grinder because it's like in syndication on like the equivalent of TBS or whatever.
Right.
And there's one where it opens up and he, like Rob Lowe's character, The Grinder, is like he's in like the hospital. I'm going to go ahead and lock this seat so this guy doesn't keep doing that. So he's like in the hospital with this woman who's like all hooked up to this stuff and it's like beeping and stuff. And she's like, she wakes up and he's like, I've been here like the whole time. And then she says, because he refers to being a lawyer as grinding, and they say that all the time in the show. So she says like, knowing you were out there grinding, what kept me alive. And then he says, keeping you alive is what kept me grinding. Like, that's the dialogue is so funny.
So bad.
Great. It's a really smart show. So I highly recommend it.
All right. I'm going to have to
One of
look.
those shows you do not think is going to be good and it ends up being good.
Good. I like that. I like surprises.
It's worth checking out. So
are you on the wagon or off the wagon? Are you drinking beer these days or no?
I haven't. I had bourbon the other day.
Okay.
That counts.
Okay, it does.
But I didn't. I was going to bring a beer. Do I have a beer? I might have a beer for today.
All right, you look into that, and I'll talk about mine because
I've done it on here before.
Huh?
My beer is boring though because I've done it on here before. But I got one that we could talk about. You talked about your beer, so you told me your beer was special.
The last week's was special, but today's is special. That's right. No, today's is special. You're right. Okay, ready? Let's see.
I believe you used the term special snowflake. Yeah, show me your weird tech. Okay, now stop. Oh, it's the Anchor Christmas?
It is Anchor Christmas.
Yay! That's my favorite.
It's December. It's so good. Yeah, so it's what's today? The 3rd, the 2nd, something like that. So this is the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It's the 2015 edition.
I love those labels.
I love the label. I love everything about this beer. I really do. It's a beautiful, beautiful beer. So here's what it looks like. Yes. Gorge.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
pretty.
this changes every year. right?
Not in a way that I can detect. And I don't know if it's because.
So 2 years ago,
Okay.
when we first had this, right?
Yes, we did this together. Yeah.
We did it together. And that was like, it was like brewed with evergreen fir things or whatever. And it was like the best.
It has. Yeah.
And then the next year, I liked it a little less. And I remember you saying that like the recipe kind of changes up a little bit every year.
Yep, they say it is. So this is the 41st annual Our Special Ale from the Brewers of Anchor. It's sold only from early November to mid-January, although I kind of can find it everywhere, it seems like, for always. The ale's special recipe is different every year, as is the tree on the label. They do a little bit of design. That's nice. But
I'd like to see you draw a tree. They do a little bit of design.
Yeah.
Drawing trees is hard.
You do it. Oh my gosh. Reminds me of Bob Ross, right? So they forever remains the same, blah, blah, blah. Symbolizes winter and the solstice when the earth with its seasons.
Beer companies talk about what their beer symbolizes.
It appears born anew. It's beer. It's amazing. This is just a really nice beer. It's not
this year, so it's different every year.
Heavy. Yeah, I mean it's a little less piney. It's a little less there's a little bit less of a brightness to it, maybe. Yeah, I'm not getting as much pine this year. It's funny. I don't think that you're going to like it as much.
That's bad. I'll still get a 6-pack of it though, and it'll probably take me now 2 straight years to drink it. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know. I have not felt the urge at all to drink beer. I felt weird the kind of last couple beers I've had.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, my perfect kind of beer drinking situation is I drink while I'm cooking. I love cooking with a glass of something, whether it's wine or beer.
Cooking, showering. You get those shower beers, the cooking beer.
Totally. Making love. Building things with wood and saws.
Yeah. Mowing the grass.
All-handed saw.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, I love this beer. I think it's beautiful. I'll do this one more time just so you can see the beautiful tree.
It's a really nice label.
It is. It's beautiful. And
what does Anchor do year-round that you like? I like the flagship Anchor Ale or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you know, I
don't know a whole lot about their other stuff.
I actually went to their brewery on my honeymoon.
Yeah,
that's actually, I swear, true story. We were in San Francisco for part of our trip, and went there, and it was a really great experience. And of course, I grilled him about what is in this beer. What is in it? I know it tastes like pine.
When did you get married? Was it
How do you do that?
Recently?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that was a legitimate question.
What year did I get married?
Or just was it recently? Because we just started talking about this beer, so I feel like you've known about this beer for a long
time? No, I was married in 1999. So I was married in 1999.
Cool. The year I graduated high school.
I hate you. Is it really? Is it really?
Yeah, class of 99. That's when I graduated high school. I was older than the rest of my grade, though, by 10 years, if it makes you feel anything.
No, you weren't.
It took me a long time. I kept getting held back.
I know. Is that it? Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. No, so anyway, so it was 1999. I visited the brewery. It's amazing. They have, there's a really interesting story about them where they had, they were doing that wild yeast idea. So they had these open containers on their roof where they were just like capturing yeast to brew and
fumes and garbage.
It was very cool. Yeah. So a beer ad is on here. I don't know if this guy knows a little bit more about this story. I could have been prepared for this for the call, but yeah, no, they have a beautiful tasting room at the end of their tour. It was a really nice tour. It was a really great day. We had a great group of people with us because the tasting room is closed, I think, to the tour. So you have to go in with a group of people, scheduled tour, and then kind of walk around, and then you get to. So
was your husband down with going on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
It didn't make him angry.
I know. No, I mean, because I used to brew my own beer in college. I was a big beer nerd forever, and this was always a big yeah. I don't know how many years they've been brewing this for. What they say, the 41st annual. So
wow, really?
Yeah. So it's not just me. But anyway, this beer is gorgeous. I appreciate this beer. I will be drinking this for the month of December. I also picked up some Mad Elf yesterday. So I've got my Christmas beer.
That one.
Oh, you need to get your hands on that. That's a beautiful beer. But anyway, what do you have? Cheers.
I have cheers. This is officially the last beer in my bachelor set.
It's a beautiful beer. I like this one a lot.
Really? Yeah. So I've had this once before, and I actually don't remember it.
It's good. It's a good IPA.
I like it because it has got a skeleton on it.
Ah, yes, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does. So I like the vibe. Yeah, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's even got a little raven on it.
Yep.
A little raven in there. So anyway, it's pretty goth. I think it's my review of this beer. I'm going to leave it capped because I'll drink it when I get home.
Okay.
And the last time I opened a beer from this set,
Yes.
it flew all over the place. I don't know if you remember that. That happened on camera. And my old office smelled like beer for like the next week. So I'm going to avoid that. But yeah, so I'll pick up the Anchor.
Got it.
I'll force it down. I'm forcing it.
You'll
down.
pull one for the team. Okay, very good.
Cool, man. So let's talk about our article for the week.
Absolutely.
This was an article that you brought to us. I think you popped it into the chat window already.
I did.
That's Ometria. This reminds me of Omerta, the code of mafia silence.
I need to. This is by a woman named Hannah Stacy.
See, all right.
Go.
Can I say this? I don't like the whole two first names thing.
Yeah, well.
All right?
You can't help that her last name is Stacy.
If your last name is a first name, make your first name a last name.
Okay.
So if her name was like Williamson Stacy,
right,
I'd be fine.
Right. Okay.
But it's like if your name was Doug Bob.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
No.
Or Bob Doug. It's a sentence.
Yeah.
I find it upsetting.
Not much you can do about that, though. Sometimes that stuff kind of...
I think there's stuff you can do.
You come into this world that way.
Choosing not to do it.
Right. Exactly. Okay. This article is 6 ways to keep a customer engaged post-purchase. So this was interesting. This was your idea. You're like, let's talk about this concept.
Mm-hmm.
I Googled about it, and I actually kind of liked this article. Plus, there's a lot that you and I can add to this kind of concept, right? As kind of a follow-up.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't reach out to us when she was writing this article.
I know. She should have.
We have so much to add.
She should have. So,
right.
Do you want me to start? We can roll down these numbers here?
Yeah, sure. And I'll say the whole reason I wanted to share this link, because I thought this was really cool.
Okay.
Was the whole reason I started thinking about this was I was thinking about ways when we get clients, right? The things that we kind of want to do to reach out to them, get them to like us more. I've always kind of wanted to do. A long time ago, I bought like 500 novelty glasses from China for like $30. I was going to mail them to all our clients or whatever, and I never did. And they just sat in my room forever until I threw them out. Okay. But I saw this site in here, which was startupthreads.com.
I saw that.
Yeah, and that's like really cool, kind of like, it's hooked up to an API. They'll print, store, and ship for you automatically. So it's like whenever you get like a new client, you pop them in your active campaign, and then one of the things is you shoot off an email to these guys, and they'll print. They can make whole packs, so they can make like packaging and put gift cards and all sorts of stuff in there. This is a really neat idea, and I was like, I'd like to do something where we send them like a T-shirt or something. It'd be really fun. Ends up being like $6.
Nice.
A client or something. So it's a neat idea. So this was kind of what got me thinking about this. Is like, what can we do after someone becomes a client or after they buy from us or whatever, where we're extending the lifetime of that client, right? Because the classic Jay Abraham thing, Jay Abraham always says there's 3 ways to grow any business, right? It's increase the number of clients, increase the amount the clients spend per purchase, and increase the number of times that they purchase from you. So it's like if you can get the average person to kind of stay with you an extra 3 months or even a year or whatever, it's a massive increase to your bottom line. even with the same amount of clients, right? So what can we do to kind of build that relationship and get them to feel really awesome about us early on? And so this was kind of what made me think about this. And you suggested this article, which I thought was cool.
Here's one I have to share. This is sort of it is a wind-up old lady with a walker, desk toy. And I guess this was probably hip maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know. Do people still do desk toys and wind-up novelty stuff? I guess so. So this is the old lady that pushes herself under this thing. So I had a collection of desk toys that I think I shared like on Facebook or something like that, like my zombies and my whatever. And Plants vs. Zombies. I had those like kind of all over the place. They're gone.
Oh, I like that game.
My kids steal my shit. But so anyway, so I have this old lady, and someone after an interview as part of a follow-up actually mailed this to my house. I have 2 of them somewhere.
Yeah, and it's
cute. Right? It was a nice follow-up. Yeah.
I was talking about the time that FreshBooks, when I was still a FreshBooks customer, and I just don't invoice anymore. It's the only reason I don't use them, because I really like them as a company. But very early on, when I joined, they were like, "Hey, we're running a competition. You just click this button to enter, and you can win a free cake."
Okay.
Okay, so I was like, enter to win internet cake, because I didn't have to do anything. You just have to click, because it was all existing clients, and I won.
No way.
Sent me this like cake from this like internet cake company. It was like a 4-tier. It was banging. It was so good. The cake was amazing, and I was like, "This is awesome. I love you, FreshBooks, like whatever."
Yeah.
And a week later, I got another cake. Like I don't know if they screwed up or whatever, but they sent me 2 cakes, and I was like, "Oh, I got so much cake!" And I just ate both of these cakes. I ate the entire cakes. I was so into it, and it was.
I love that.
I always tell that story, right? Because it's like it's so bizarre and like weird.
Great. That's great.
Like, needing to be like, maybe I should like order pizza for clients for their whole office, like when they become a thing or whatever. And it's like,
these are great ideas, right? You have to over deliver and really wow, especially if it's a valuable client, if the lifetime value is so large.
Especially if you're doing like the pizza thing, you have to over deliver in 30 minutes or less.
Exactly. Where's
like
my drone? I want to deliver shit by drone. Somebody promised me that.
One of my clients,
yes,
I can't remember what the thing was, but he was like, "If you hit your targets, I'll buy you a drone."
No.
Because we were talking about drones.
No.
And I was like, what would I do with a company drone?
Hold on. My friend Ed may or may not still be on this call. I think he left. Branded Productions is on here. He was telling us about Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
I guess I can say this about him. He's gone, so we can talk about him. He left the room. He just came back. He does videography and he does drone video. So he takes drone video. He just came back from what's his name's island? It's Necker Island. It's Branson, Richard Branson's island down in the BVI's. So we got this big talk because I'll actually be in the BVI's and vacationing there in February. Long story, but he does like all these like drone things. So as far as like what to do with a drone, he can tell you all kinds of crazy stuff because these drones like circle the island and take pictures of all this really cool stuff.
Here's my idea, because my office is right on Main Street. I overlook Main Street in my house, in my town.
Yeah.
Okay. You attach an iPad to the front of the drone, and you put it on FaceTime with your phone.
Okay.
And then you fly the drone down to street level, and you talk to people.
And it's your face.
And I can see you, and you're like, "Hey, I'm a flying robot." Like or I would do things like, "Get me out of here," like stuff like that. And I would just stand in this window and probably get arrested.
Hi, Steve McCready. Do you see Steve McCready joined us?
I did. That's awesome.
I know. Hi, Steve. That's really funny. And also, I don't think the drone can carry an iPad, but
this drone can carry drone can carry a man.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about what this article says. So outside of sending cake twice and like totally over delivering
and drone bombing people,
right? And drone bombing people. So the first on this list, and again the link is in the notes. It's called it's from a site. I actually like this blog. It's called How to Win at E-commerce, which is totally cool. 6 ways to keep a customer engaged post-purchase.
That's what I want to point out, that I really I also like this blog immediately because their subtitle is a very useful blog for e-commerce marketers.
Right.
It's kind of like a cute little thing. It's like, oh, it's very useful. That's nice.
You're not sure. It tells you exactly what it is. Okay, so number one is channel the post-purchase good vibes. So this is actually really interesting. So she does a how not to do it, what to do instead. So how not to do it is actually how I'm currently doing this with a client, because I don't have access to change or customize the first email receipt that goes from my payment processing backend, which is authorized.net, which authorized.net, you should really suck less.
They don't let you change that receipt?
It's pretty clunky. I don't really know what's what. I'll have to look again, and if I'm wrong, I'll talk about it next week. But it's clunky. It's ugly. It looks like
they're also very. Authorized.net's like what passes for old school.
It is. It's for sure not cool. So anyway, so we're using that for one of my clients where I'm doing a bunch of order fulfillment, physical product order fulfillment, and we send out this terrible thing. So she's saying that it's devoid of any brand personality or tone of voice. It's visually boring, a marketing dead end. So we're not able to push, people that also bought this, bought that. Okay. My dog is barking at your siren. It's okay. He's at the front door now. It's fine. Whatever. He's warning me. He's warning me.
I think a fire truck stopped outside my building, so I may need to evacuate later.
Awesome. Okay. All right, Keith. You got me. You saved me. Okay, so what to do instead? Make the copy, brand, tone, and voice come across in the post-purchase emails, right? So this is where you can, thank your customer. So I love her example. Today just got better because you, the purchaser, purchased something, I love that. I think that's great. Make sure that there's branding on there. All right. Great points. I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
We got number 2, temp people back on site. So now what it's saying is on the email, and this is primarily from an e-commerce perspective, right? But in the email receipts, say like, hey, we have these other things too. So like linking them directly to other categories, showing them images of other cool products, other stuff that you're doing, social media sharing stuff.
So it's cross-selling, upselling. Absolutely.
Yeah, she says encourage micro conversions like following on social, right? So what you're trying to do is like really strengthen the relationships. You're like, hey, you're not just buying from me this one time. We are getting deeper in bed with each other. That's not what I mean, but you know what I mean.
Got it.
Yeah. Deepening the engagement. So that's cool. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ask for reviews is a big one. So let me ask you a question. So if you're e-commerce, that's great. If it's services, when do you ask for reviews? How do you ask for reviews or testimonials from clients? Or do you have a systematic way of doing this? This is like my next big project. It's been on my board for like a year. I
have a really great suggestion here. And I've used this before. I recommended this to other clients as well. So the time you have to decide where you've added value, where you've proved value, maybe a couple months into after they've started paying for your services, right? So you've gone through the sort of free or trial period, and then they're paying, right? Maybe for you trigger once X number of sales or leads have already been set, then maybe you send them a really quick survey, like 2-3 questions about your services and the value that you're providing, and ask them how they're doing. Based on the outcome of that survey, so say they've ranked you 5s or 4s on a scale of 1 to 5 stars or something like that, all the ones that give you rock star reviews, you send them an easy links to review you.
Yeah.
Right. And now this would be a public idea, right? So it would be Yelp or something else, some other service where an external idea to you where they rank you. If you just want a testimonial, you can kind of filter those and choose the better ones, right? But I like that idea of kind of like pre-figuring out what their opinion of you is before you then send them a link to Yelp or a third party that's going to collect that, right? Google will also take your reviews. So I think that's really smart. This, you don't know. You don't know how their experience has been yet. Maybe they just received the product and you don't know if it's going to be a good review. But Although it does say survey, so maybe they are filtering that out. Is that what she's saying here?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think she says that. I think she just wants
anyway, I love that idea. It's like you want to, get the sure bet, make sure they love you, and then give them an opportunity to share those same ideas somewhere else.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've definitely thought about that sort of filtering thing. I've thought about doing something where there's a call, like someone from the company at a certain point, like let's say they've hit their account goals. So we have like account goals in our back end. It's like every account, you're trying to get them to this point, right? In the first 6 months or whatever it is. So let's say they hit those. Yeah. That triggers like a system where someone reaches out to them and says, hey, I love that this is, so let's say it's Andrew from AdWords Nerds. I'm the customer kind of orgasm specialist, and I'd love to reach out to you and kind of and talk to you about kind of your experiences so far, just see if there's any way we can help you out. So they schedule a call, and then you get them on the phone and you have a script where it's like, hey, so what's been the most useful thing for you so far? What has been the best thing about working with us? And you get their negative feedback too, but you're kind of asking them, and then you say, because we use a Uber Conference. We've been using Uber Conference to record all of our calls and store the recordings in Evernote. So every member of the team has access to recording of every call that we do with every client. So what we could do is be like, hey, at the end of the call, be like, would you mind if I quote you in a testimonial on some of the stuff that you said in the call? Would that be okay with you? And if it is, then it's like you have a regular time where you just build testimonials from everybody about everything, as well as kind of getting support. But it's like feels a little, because it's a person, you're not being like, fill out this form, which I think is like not super compelling for most people.
Right. Yeah, it's not as compelling. That's a great idea. So are these audio recordings or are they transcribed?
No, they're audio recordings right now. I am playing around with, so Uber Conference, you can set it up so that it automatically records, and then it has an Evernote integration, so it just hooks it up with Evernote. It tells you like how long each person spoke, who was on the call, all that stuff.
Nice.
So then what I've been playing around with is like, all right, so we could, you can also save the recordings to a Dropbox folder.
Yep.
And you can use a Dropbox integration, and whenever there's a call entered into the folder, it hooks up to, there's some company I can never remember, but they transcribe for $1 a minute, and it's just like automated. Yeah. So you just hook it up to the thing and say, whenever there's a call here, automatically do the transcription, and then you can plug the transcription in Evernote, so then all the calls are searchable. That's like the one thing I wish now is like they were kind of scannable. Yeah. But I don't know, it's just an extra cost or whatever, but it is kind of something we were thinking about, especially if we're doing less calls. It'll probably be kind of good. But yeah, I thought that was pretty.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, plus, for me, honestly, is like the reason I started doing it was I've been doing a lot of calls. When you include like new client calls and then recurring client calls, because we were doing 2 calls per month per client, I was like on the phone all the time, and I was forgetting. I would not just forget what I said. I would forget if I had done the call or not. Like I couldn't remember. Wow. Like I couldn't keep it all straight. And so I was like, I need some record of what I said, because I'm not. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll take notes on every call. So I was taking notes on Evernote, but I'll like pace around while I talk, and then a call would end, and then a new call would start, and I would like forget to take the notes. Right. And so it was just like everything was getting lost. And so I like Uber Conference. It's cheap, and there's no PIN numbers or anything. They can just call in. You can screen share. They can go online. It's a neat. Nice. I recommend them.
Yeah. I'll put the magically shit. I love that about you. Uber Conference. Maybe we can put the link in the.
I just did it. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Number 4. Lay the groundwork for a customer's next purchase. So this is sort of similar to the other one. We're talking about cross-selling and upselling and offering promotions.
Send a promo.
Yep. What we do a lot is someone who has purchased a product, we have it in our Infusionsoft, and we can kind of like email them, it's been this long since you've purchased this, especially like a consumable product, like a food or a vitamin or something like that, a supplement. You've got a 90-day supply. You can sort of have hey, click here to easily reorder that idea.
Or we could even do stuff like, so if they buy our AdWords service, we might send them a coupon that says, hey, half off your first month of SEO services. So it's like get your first month of SEO services at cost or something.
Right, right.
So it's like, it's like, hey, you're into this. You might also be into this other thing.
That's right.
That's cool.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Okay, number 5, send replenishment reminders. Doesn't really apply to us, but in terms of
what I just said, though. I mean, somebody buys a 90-day thing of vitamins, and then you say, hey, your 90 days is almost up. Do you want some more?
Yeah. Have you seen these Amazon buttons? The buttons?
Yeah.
Like that's in the image?
So weird. Well, I sent you that Tide thing that my husband went through. We were watching something on the Fox channel. Yeah, but it was a Tide thing. But yeah, I think I'm curious how that's working for them. Do you know?
I think it's kind of a novelty, but I'm actually very tempted because I order everything on Amazon Prime already.
Do you really? Like what?
Like our diapers, all our baby stuff, our kitty litter, our dog food, our toilet paper, paper towels, anything we go through all the time, we just have it on subscription.
Nice.
So it's like for things like, for example, detergent.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's not on a cycle that I really know or it's so long.
Yeah.
The idea that like, okay, it's down there. You're using the detergent. You're like, oh, I'm pretty low. The button's on your washing machine. So you just hit the button and all it does is order, pay, and ship you detergent. That kind of thing is like kind of cool. I mean, I don't have one.
See, the thing for me is confusing is I need to go to the grocery. I go to the grocery store so many times a week, month, whatever. It gets added to the list with all the other shit that I have to buy. You know what I mean?
You gotta remember to do that. Like I go to the grocery store every day, but I can't remember jack squat. I think the appeal here is like the moment that you realize you need it and the moment you are able to order more are like the same moment.
Right. All right.
No? I haven't washed my clothes in like a year and a half.
I know. I get this. You do the compost method. You just kind of make a pile, pull from the bottom.
Yeah, we're using a chemical toilet to wash our clothes, and it's going okay.
There you go. All right, number 6.
Have you ever used a chemical toilet?
No, there's like air toilet,
composting toilet or whatever. Basically, it like looks like a giant thing, and you're just peeing on the ground. I think I don't know how it works. There's like stuff in there, and it's all natural, and it just doesn't smell or anything. It's weird.
Well,
you really can't tell.
I had a boat, so we had a holding tank. So you would put stuff in the holding tank to make it be less awful. And we would call it the honey pot. So you had to pump.
That's so much grosser.
You have to pump.
I like the honey pot just up to the disgusting factor.
You have to pump out the honey pot. Yeah.
90%.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
I was fine until you said honey pot. And then I just literally involuntary bile just coming up my throat.
Yep. Listen,
disgusting.
Boats, cruise ships, they're all just floating vessels of shit. Whatever. What are you thinking?
All right. Here we go. I'm typing this in. Boats are just floating vessels of shit. Patty DeLucio, boat enthusiast.
Stop. All right, number 6, anniversary milestone emails. So I guess you have to capture this email. You have to capture this information on the contact as to what their, or I guess what, the anniversary of their joining your email list?
You've been with us a year. Okay. I mean, thinking about us, it could be like, hey, you got your first like 50 conversions.
Okay. Yeah.
Stuff like that. I think part of the challenge is like, I've thought about this a lot for businesses like ours where we're generating leads or we're trying to generate new business, is that the person only remembers the most recent thing that's happening. Mm-hmm. So if you get them like $50,000 in the first 3 months and then you go 3 months without getting them anything, what they remember is that like, I just went 3 months and I'm paying you, you didn't get anything. Right? So part of the thing I think about all the time is, especially because, we were talking about this, like I'm switching to a pay per lead model where you've got to celebrate the small victories. Yes. So it'd be like, hey, you just got your first lead. Hey, you just got 10 leads. Like, hey, you got 50 leads. Like doing like, hey, like you just got 10 leads. That's awesome. Tell you what, your next 2 leads are on us. Stuff like that. Like doing these little celebrations. Yeah. So it's kind of like, if you think about a video game, the way video games work is they give you these little
Yeah.
the little moments of reward, right?
Like gamification. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you get these little like pops of like, wow, that was awesome. Like, wow, that was awesome. But then like the thing you're doing, like maybe you're in a stressful part, but because you pick up like a weapon or a coin or you step on a turtle or whatever, the game is, you're like, hey, that's cool. So much the same way, it's like if you just go radio silent and then at the end of the month, you'll be like, here's what I did. It just doesn't feel immediate.
I like that.
So I think about that a lot, like how often to email people and be like, hey, we did this. Hey, we did that. Hey, congrats. Like, wow, this is cool. Like, or even things like, hey, your cost per lead dropped by $50 this month.
Nice.
Or, kind of giving them these kind of little reward moments. I think about that. I don't really know how to set that up so it's automated, but I feel like we can do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like it.
You know that Google AdWords
is
in the upcoming list for Zapier integrations.
Really?
Yeah.
So what would you automate? Go.
The email thing for sure.
Yes.
Well, it depends on what the hooks are.
Yeah.
But for example, being able to say every time a conversion is recorded, do something, right? Or I would love if CPA goes above X, like trigger a call with a specialist to like talk to them about this. So you're being proactive in the thing, right?
That's good.
Even if it was just stuff like if the account stops running, text me.
Yeah. Or big.
I'm really excited about the possibility of connecting AdWords with billing and stuff. I don't know. I think it'll be cool, but it's in Zapier when an API is being worked on, you can't see what's going to be available like as a trigger. So like some APIs, they only let you do one thing. So like they only let you send 2 AdWords, for example, or something like that. So I don't know, but I mean, I thought that was cool.
That is exciting. When is that going to roll out?
I don't know. They have analytics in there as well. So it's as an upcoming one. So I don't know. It's just listed as upcoming, like they're working on it. So usually they're in upcoming, then they go into beta where they have limited API hooks, and then they roll out live. So
well, Google Analytics API has been public for quite a while. I don't know about.
Well, the Zapier integration. So remember, like the thing with Zapier is like they have to be able to connect their API to any other API. They need to get permission to do that, and blah blah blah. So I think it's going to be super cool. I'm also excited for we're going a little bit off topic, but GoToMeeting. Yeah. Not GoToMeeting. MeetMe.so is finally getting back in there, and I switched off of them specifically to go to a scheduler that had a Zapier integration, and I don't like the one that I'm on.
I joined that one because you liked it. Acuity?
I like it because it has a Zapier integration, but there's some weird stuff that keeps happening. There's some wonky stuff. It doesn't automatically add events to people's calendars and stuff. They have to kind of like opt to do that after the fact.
That's not good.
So yeah, it's just, it's not the best, designed. The longer I use it, the more I'm kind of like, meh. It does which one are you on? Calendly or Acuity?
Acuity.
Okay. Yeah, Acuity is the one that I'm not in love with. But it has a Zapier integration. So I'm like, that's enough for me to spend money with you. Right? At this point, I'm like, I'll just pay anybody that has a Zapier.
It sends like reminders then to compensate for the not automatically in the
It sends reminders. Okay. I mean, it's the other thing that I don't like about it, and I cannot believe you cannot do this. If anyone from Acuity is watching this, as I'm sure you are.
Yeah, of course.
The thing you can't say is, I require like say you can't require a 15-minute buffer between appointments. You can only set when you're available. So if I say I'm available between like 9 and 11, I can have a calls at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, like whatever the length is. But you can't say make them half an hour, but require I have 15 minutes of free times between calls. So I keep getting scheduled nonstop, and I'm like, I have to like put people on my cell phone, put the headphones in, and then go and pee while I'm on the phone with clients, because I'm like, otherwise I'll never pee again. And I'm just like, and I'm like trying to pee. Well, you don't know this, but when you try to pee on the straight up part, like you don't pee in the water, so it's silent, you know?
I do.
Then I don't flush, because you can't flush. You can't hide that.
No, you're that guy.
I gotta wash my hands, and they're always like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. And they hear like the air thing click on, you know, like, meh. So anyway.
There's a mute button on the phone, no?
I'm washing my hands. I'm not going to touch my phone with my toilet hands. And that's how I keep it quiet. I like pee into my cupped hand.
Oh, stop.
This is the potty talk one.
Right.
Huh? This has been potty talk, the whole thing. We talked about chemical toilets.
Yep.
We talked about the honey pot.
The honey pot, the floating vessels of shit.
Oh my God. Sorry, everybody. This is not what it's normally like. We are hemorrhaging viewers every second.
Okay, so give me something that you've done post-purchase to delight a client. Anything or that you've suggested that they do or...
Yeah, so we don't really do much now because we stay in touch with a lot of people just as part of the business model. But when we move to this kind of more removed business model, the things that I know I want to do.
Yes.
I want to send a handwritten card to everybody who signs up.
Yep.
I think that goes a long way.
Okay.
I want to send the T-shirt thing. If they're there for like 3 months, I want to send a T-shirt that says like, I get leads or something like that. You know, something that's like, it's not even like an AdWords nurse shirt. It's just like a funny real estate investing shirt.
I like coffee mugs better. I think you might get more use out of
mugs.
Mug. Yeah. Because I'm going to use it somehow. Not everyone's going to wear a shirt.
Mugs are more expensive though.
Oh.
Not everyone's going to wear a shirt.
Well, like you don't know their size, and you know what are you going to sleep?
You would
You
ask
have
their
to wear it
size.
to the office. The mug will be in the office. It'll be like a desk reminder of how awesome you are.
You think mugs, huh?
I think mugs or glasses or something.
Or a water bottle?
Right. Yeah, Steve, what do you think? Don't you think a water bottle or a coffee mug will do better than a T-shirt?
I don't know. I'll think about it. But I'm going to send them something at like the 3-month mark. He says yes.
I like that. Okay, yeah. I like something that lives in the office or baseball hat. I have a collection of all the .coms that failed in and around 98, 99. like garden.com, pets.com. Seriously, all the ones that my client was working with. Unless it's a cool T-shirt. Yeah, but Steve, are you going to wear that into the office, though? I'm thinking it maybe once.
We certainly need to wear it into the office. I have a ClickFunnels T-shirt I wore to bed last night. Every time I put it on, I'm like, ClickFunnels exists.
Yeah, there you go.
I still use them.
Coffee mugs and baseball hats. Although this I just bought. It's made me feel like this. Let's see.
Resist prohibition.
Yeah. Is
that something that comes up a lot?
I was at
You live in that same town from what movie is that? Where they don't let the kids dance?
Yeah, right. The flash dance. No, not flash dance. What is it? Footloose. Thank you.
Yes, I could not think of it. I wanted to say flash dance too, but I knew that wasn't it.
I was at Victory Brewing over the weekend. It was fantastic. Really good stuff. You've had Hop Devil? Victory Brewing Hop Devil?
Have I ever had it? Yes, I've had it.
We had it, ready for this, ready for a vertical tasting, back to beer. We had regular Hop Devil on draft. We had it on cask, and then we had it on nitro and did like a vertical tasting of the beer on each.
And then the last one you snorted.
Yeah, that's right. No, the last one was powdered, dehydrated version. Anyway, yeah. So I think opportunities to upsell. I think sending free stuff. So maybe like automated updates of free PDFs that are kind of like those free giveaways to kind of grow your list. I think that is always great, right? You've updated that document, you automatically send it out. I think that's a nurture. Mm-hmm. I think thank you pages are totally undervalued in some.
Really? I think they're overvalued. Let's go head to head.
That's good. No, I do. I think that thank you page should lead you somewhere that, again, is kind of like the upselling, the cross-selling, other useful links. I'd like to have that damn download link right there on the thank you page as opposed to necessarily in the email, maybe. I guess you're valid. Whether the email is accurate, but whatever.
Once we did an album download, it was free. You just put in your email and you got the album. And the thank you page, it was a picture. It just said thanks, but there was a period between the T and the H. And there was a picture of Tom Hanks. So it just said like T Hanks. I still think that's funny.
You know, I'm going to have to find the link to this, but friends of mine wrote a Tom Hanks song and they played it in their band, and it was awesome. Tom Hanks, we give you our thanks for movies like Apollo 13. And it's like this, I mean, it was awesome. They have rhymes for bosom buddies. They have like all these awesome, great old school Tom Hanks references. I'm going to find it.
Okay. Well, let's, I'm going to share with you in the chat here. I think that would be pretty important
the Tom Hanks, thank you.
No, just these images. I looked up T. Hanks and I'm just getting a lot of, is this a thing where people put Tom Hanks's head on animal bodies? Because I'm glad that I know that this is a thing now. If you just look T. Hanks, it's like mostly his head on animal bodies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I click on that? I think if I click on that, I end my blab.
Do you? Why would that be
the link it goes to? The picture, I think it screws up. Oh my God. I like the parrot on the ball. Wow.
Right? It's a thing.
It is a thing. It's sort of
yeah. Tom Hanks' son played serial killer on Dexter. That was weird.
That was good. Did you watch that?
I did watch that season. That might have been the last season that I watched.
I took that show to the end.
Oh, no, Steve, I didn't see that. That seems cool. I remember going to Tower Records. I love Tower Records. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. What happened to Tower Records?
Same thing that happened to every other record store.
The internet
They went out of business because the internet happens.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know how music's going to survive with companies like Napster out there.
Yep.
Oh, I almost got you.
Almost.
You almost spit it out.
Didn't get on my this thing.
Where's your Napster hat?
Yeah, right. Oh, you're
Napster. It's like Napster for hats. You get on and we send you free hats. It's Capster.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. You're so funny.
Capster.
Anyway, what do you think? Are we done? Have we exhausted? Any other beer news? Anything else to add? Oh,
I think that's it.
I got a free this thing. Speaking of thanks and beer, I got a free bottle opener keychain, and it says "Taste Victory." Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
I got this for spending like $70 on swag and T-shirts and hats.
That's how they get you. They gave you a free bottle opener. That's nice.
I don't know how free that bottle opener is. What is Steve saying? Local music store here in
Sacramento.
Steve, have you been to Anchor Brewing? Have you been to the brewery? Not yet. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come say hello to us? We'll unlock the seat.
Steve, you can come on because I've got to go. I've got to call.
Stop it. Oh, wait. No, you have to say hello to Steve.
All right. We'll say hello to Steve. Steve can jump in.
See if he's home playing his guitar.
Hey guys. Yeah! Whoa, you look good, man. You look clean shaven.
Dude, you look shorter on this side. Yeah, it looks nice.
Hair shorter, and actually I lost like 35 pounds in the last year.
You look fantastic.
That's crazy. I didn't know you had 35 pounds to lose.
I didn't either.
Are you just like a wall of like just Greek marble below that shirt now?
No. I wish.
Good to see you, Steve.
Yeah,
it's nice to see you, man.
Cheers. What's new? How's business?
I'll fill you in some other time when I have more time. Working on some ideas, and I kind of had a thing I was trying to do for about 6 months that never went anywhere. Turns out that if you pick a target market that actually isn't interested and willing to spend money or to change, it's hard to sell them.
Oh, that's weird. Tell me.
Found a lot of people who are willing to complain for free, but they weren't actually willing to pay to change. So that didn't work out so well. But that's
well, you spent 6 months and you tested an idea, and now you know it didn't work.
Right. So now I'm working on a couple other ideas, but I'll give you guys more on that another time. So anyway, so go ahead, Patty.
I was going to say, what really works is getting drunk at your desk and videotaping it.
That could be really interesting. I've thought sometimes I could give my clients a couple shots when they come into the office, and I might loosen them up, and we might get some real good work done.
Yeah.
When the first and only time, well, no, it was like the last time we ever recorded in a studio. I was singing. I was having a really hard time. The guy's like, just do a shot of Jack Daniels. It's the best thing for your voice you could possibly do.
Right.
And I did it, and I don't know if that's true. I think that's an old wives' tale.
For certain things, it helps. It makes my pool game a lot better. That's for sure.
Mine too.
Oh, yeah.
Darts.
Darts.
Oh, it makes me loosen up on the road. I'm a great driver.
I don't want to hear that, Dan.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I gotta go. I gotta run because I gotta go do the peeing thing, and I don't want to do it on the call.
Or your 1 o'clock.
Or I'll do it in a second. But it was nice. It was nice to see you. Come on, the next one. We'll talk to you.
I'll try. Yeah, I've got a 10 a.m. client on Wednesdays now, so it's cool. So I'm usually en route to the office while you guys are on, so that'll allow me to catch up with you more.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, dude. Sounds like a plan. All right, Patty. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Do the outro, Patty.
Oh,
Do the outro.
wait, no. Cheers.
No.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I've got a soda over here. Hang on, let me get my soda.
Okay.
It's not quite the same thing. I've got my
It's cool. I didn't drink.
Let's see here.
That's a giant soda. You're drinking a soda like that and you lost 35 pounds?
It's
Give
diet.
me a break.
Diet, no calories.
Oh,
my
all right.
gosh.
If I look at anyway, all right. We don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about my struggles with my weight. Patty, as always, Stephen, optimize responsibly. Everybody, we'll see you next week, Wednesday, noon Eastern Standard Time. Patty and Steve are going to stay on for a little while. I'm going to see you later. Patty, you're awesome.
I want to get a picture. Everybody smile. Everybody smile. Smile.
Okay. Bye, guys. I'll see you soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
actually,
bye.
I got to run too because I got a 10 o'clock client that I got to finish getting ready for. But
Good to see you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.